Is this from a mystic or a scientist? Kabir, a mystic from the 15th century, said the following: all know that the drop merges into the ocean, but few know that the ocean merges into the drop. Now that is profound. A modern-day Einstein might have said that today. The entire universe exists inside of us. We are a part of the universe. Is this a paradox? We are beyond time and space. There are billions of universes. Inside of our DNA is a part that is not material. It is spiritual. No instrument known to man can detect this yet. Yet the mystics have said all along, you are hardwired for this experience. Ponder this message. The divine words from Kabir are alive. Curious means eager to know or learn something. I've been curious all my life. My mom and dad taught me the adventures that ethnic food at such a young age. It still continues today. That curious nature never goes away. In fact, it actually increases the more you get older. I remember that you can't rest on your laurels. In the 90s, I built a dome automation for the observatory on Maui. I didn't know C++ yet. I was extremely curious and knew I could pull this off. When I finished it, I thought they might give me a few days off. Nope, it was on a Friday. I was back to work on a Monday. It was a huge accomplishment. My curiosity was one thing that got me to learn how to meditate. I read books on the mystics and wanted to know what they were talking about. It seemed like a foreign language. So I persevered and was curious about this adventure. It was love at first sight. I had a knack for this. Yes, nobody gets a free ride, but I had a knack for this meditation. It came easy to me. I think we need to approach life like a curious child. Never lose that. If you do, plant the seed in your heart and water it daily. Your curiosity will grow. The definition of adventure is the following: engage in hazardous and exciting activity, especially the exploration of unknown territory. I remember as a kid, I took a yoga class. At that time, yoga was relatively unknown in America. Yoga was around during the late 1800s, yet the majority of the population thought it was on the fringe. It was definitely an unknown territory. This love for adventure took me all over the world. With a surfboard in my hand, a backpack on my back, and a yearning to discover my true nature, I was off. I had quite the adventure. I learned the greatest adventure lied inside. This is truly unknown territory. You can live anywhere and have a simple life, but by exploring your true nature is the adventure of a lifetime. Lock a person up and put them in solitary confinement and see what happens. The greatest adventure is to tame your mind. That is probably the most difficult thing to do. Mystics have been talking about this for thousands of years. Today, yoga is mainstream. Millions of people practice it. Maybe something is going on. We are slowly learning more about life.
Recently, I read an incredible article which describes the nature of consciousness. It was talking about a term called panpsychism. During the 1920s, Bertrand Russell came up with this term. It's kind of like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What comes first, a human body or mind? Or is there awareness beyond that? Is the universe aware and consciousness? Is there a conscious quantum soup of consciousness? Does a rock or a flower aware? Does consciousness require a form? How big or how small can the form be to be aware? Is dark matter aware? Is the sun in the sky aware? What denotes awareness? Some people think, which I also do, that the foundation of the universe is consciousness. The entire universe is aware. Before the Big Bang, consciousness existed. This is not the first time a universe was created, nor will be the last time. Like the incoming of breath and the outflow of breath, the universe comes and goes. Granted, it takes billions of years, but still, that is a blink of an eye for eternity. In this article, it described that even particles are alive and aware. These are part of a cosmic soup where everything is tied together. The entire universe is comprised of this soup. Imagine making a homemade soup. You blend it all together and combine milk or cream. Your family loves it. Now you can't take out a single ingredient. You can't. In the same way, there's a universal soup of consciousness which we are part of. It is quantum. It is beyond time and space. We always think in linear fashion. In the quantum world, the past, present, and future are melded together. There is a whole set of chaotic laws that we can't even conceive. Man thinks that by using logic that they can understand the quantum soup, but it's beyond logic and rational thinking. Personally, I think the great mystics got a piece of the puzzle. Not the entire puzzle, but a piece of the puzzle contains the whole puzzle. It's like a hologram. A small piece contains the entire piece of the puzzle. What if a person who meditates can be in a place where they are receptive to the inner light inside? Imagine this light is the same light as the quantum universe. Everything is a part of this light. E equals mc squared. Everything is energy and light. Everything is alive and aware. Maybe, just maybe, a meditator can see and feel the quantumness of the universe. Maybe the laboratory of life exists inside of us. Maybe we are created to find and discover this inside of ourselves. Personally, I think we're in the beginning stages of development. While we still are babies in emotional development, we still fight and war with each other. We use our precious discoveries of the universe to make atomic bombs. We have a president who tweets, "My button is bigger than your button." A thin thread is holding a knife over our heads, and we are oblivious to it. I have great hope for the future. I feel that scientists in the world inside will lead the way for humanity. Just think, when a scientist truly begins to open the door inside, they will begin to operate at a deeper level. They can embark on the scientific discoveries of the inner and the outer. Both of them will lead to the same place. Life is a mystery. Both the scientists and the mystic are embarking on an incredible journey. The light particles that a mystic sees are the same light particles that a scientist uses in CERN, Switzerland. Both of them are in different laboratories. One is outer and the other is inner. Personally, I think the mystic has an advantage. The human body is wired for this experiment. The human body has 5 senses, which there are 5 internal senses within. The human being can learn how to become aware of the consciousness of the universe. A human being is hardwired for this experience. Yet most of the time, the car is sitting in the garage. The garage door needs to be opened, and you must back out the car and take it for a spin. Humanity is just beginning to understand to open up the garage door within. When they do, scientists will go in another completely different level. There, the universe can show humanity gifts we could never imagine. You see, without kindness, the universe will only show you so much. It'll be like handling a small child an atomic bomb. They wouldn't know the damage what it could do. We are in that state. Without humanity becoming a kind man, we will never progress to our true potential. You see, the universe is kind and aware. The universe is love and compassion. Become like the mystic and discover your true nature. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Wow, we are directly hardwired to find God. Yet we are so dense at this present moment. How can the world at large discover their true nature? Did you know that the same power that is keeping you alive is keeping the universe alive? Behind your breath lies the secret of life. The universe is keeping you alive. The mystics have known this for thousands of years. On average, a person at rest takes about 16 breaths per minute. This means we breathe about 960 breaths an hour, 23,040 breaths a day, 8,409,600 a year. Unless we get a lot of exercise, the person who lives to 80 will take about 672,768 breaths in a lifetime. We are breathing, yet most of the time we aren't aware of our breath. By focusing on the breath, moment by moment, one begins to dive deep into the infinite ocean of life. Here are some simple and easy yet powerful meditations you can do. Sit down meditation. For me, this is the foundation for life. Without this practice, personally, I don't think a person will travel far on this path. You see, by closing your eyes and concentration on your breath, you are closing the doors to the external world and opening the doors within. Each time you do this on a day-to-day basis, your understanding and experience grows. As I said in the beginning, you meditate upon the universe. After some point in time, the universe starts to meditate on you. This is a melding of energy. The mind is like a tuning fork. Whatever it focuses on, it vibrates at that frequency. When your mind concentrates on your breath, it vibrates to love and compassion. Mind you, This is the slow journey. Rome was not built in a day. The Earth took billions of years before humans came upon the scene. You see, we are hardwired to discover God. Enjoy the journey of meditation. In the beginning, you will probably meditate just for yourself. At some point, a person gets more spiritually mature, and you will meditate for all sentient beings. Did you know that by concentrating on your breath is the foundation for many of the world's meditation practices? It is as old as time. I've been meditating for around 47 years, and each and every day I'm grateful to do so. My advice: put your heart and soul into this practice. Many people don't like to meditate. They say, it's boring. Well, your mind is boring. Meditation is not boring. The universe is not boring. You are bored. The mind is bored. Change your mindset. You are playing the video game of life. As in all video games, they're supposed to be challenging. This is the most challenging game you will ever play. It's also the most rewarding. You will change in every aspect of your life. You will see that the keys to the universe exist inside of you. You will, over time, learn how to be in harmony with the universe. Words truly can't describe that experience. Imagine there will never be a point in time where you can clap your hands and say, I've learned all that can be learned. Learning and growing is a part of life and the universe. You will never stop learning. You are eternal. I was a surfer for many years. Presently, I live in Kansas, yet I love it here. Meditation and the practice of life is my hobby. I love to discover my true nature in the universe. It's my hobby. I've been doing this for many years now. I've gone through so many incredible levels in this video game. I hope I can help you in playing the game. Even if you don't think there's a video game, you're playing the game, whether you know it or not. You see, 98% of your actions come from your subconscious mind. You aren't even aware of it. Your subconscious mind got developed when you're from 0 to 7 years old. You're playing the same tapes from your early beginnings of life. No wonder we are like leaves blowing in the wind. We react to every situation that comes our way from these early memories in life. We have learned how to be reactive beings and quite good at it. Many of us react when we read this. Don't tell me what to do. We aren't. You have free will and free choice. Personally, if there is a cliff and you are about to walk off the cliff, we want to tell you, hey, there's a cliff in front of you. Many people say it's too hard. Yes, it's hard. Yet at the same time, it's super easy. You can learn to change your attitude. Your thoughts, either positive or negative, are the building blocks of your life. I prefer to build love, patience, kindness, compassion, and tolerance in my life. Inside of you contains all the wondrous qualities of the universe. This is your true nature. By closing your eyes daily, you will slowly discover your true nature. Learn how to love, to meditate. It's probably the most significant thing a human being can do.
Stop the noise in your head. As the children began to learn how to meditate, they saw how powerful the mind is. They never noticed that before. They asked the dragon how to stop the noise in my head. Of course, all the dragons laughed. They laugh because everyone goes through this. You see, the mind is the most difficult thing to control in the universe. The majority of man reacts to every situation. Man is reactive. The wise man learns to be proactive. They understand the basic law. It's my will alone. I set my mind in motion. Now, that's very easy to say, but hard to do. All people who learn how to meditate in the beginning have this problem. In the East, they call it monkey mind. The monkey goes from one branch to another. It can't be controlled. Well, when they first started to learn how to meditate, they clearly saw this from first-hand experience. The dragons told a wonderful story each time the subject was brought up. They told a story where a man saves a genie. Nobody knows exactly how this man saved him. Well, the genie told this man, you can have as many wishes as you want. The man said, wow, that's incredible. I love that idea. The genie said, well, there's a catch. The man said, what's that? You must always give one wish after another. If you don't, I will chop your head off with a sword. Are you sure you want to continue with this? The man hesitates for a moment and says, reluctantly, sure. Well, the genie said, what's your first wish? The man gives one wish after another. It seems like when one wish is granted, he has to give another. He didn't even have one opportunity to enjoy, even for a second, the previous wish. He was getting tired and couldn't even go to sleep. The genie was always harassing him and saying, what's your next wish? Well, fortunately, there was a wise man nearby. He went to the wise man and sincerely asked for help. This boon was turning into a curse. The wise man whispered into his ear. Well, the genie demanded another wish, or he would chop off his head. The young man said, go to the forest and find a huge log. Your wish is my command. In a second he returned with a huge log. The genie said with a smile, give me a wish, I will chop off your head. As you can see, the genie wasn't particularly nice. So the young man told the genie to go up and down the pole. When I need you, I will give you another command. The young man could relax and enjoy all the wishes he gave to the genie. The genie knew he was outsmarted by this wise man. The young boy enjoyed his life and helped others in the community. He eventually learned about the dragons and helped tremendously his fellow man. The dragons said that the genie is the mind. The mind wants to control you versus the other way around. By placing your mind on your breath, the genie will go up and down the log and set you free. Meditation is the key to bring awareness to your mind. The mind is either your friend or foe. Everyone in the universe has to learn how to control the mind.
When you concentrate on your breath, you're constantly bringing the mind back towards your center point. The mind loves to wander. Mystics have said to control your mind is the most difficult thing to do in the universe. I bet you for the last 47 years, I've brought my mind back to the center point probably around 1 billion times. Yet, if I look back from where I started and where I am today, there's a difference between night and day. In the beginning, my mind was out of control. It still is, yet my mind is my friend. The mind's natural state is to wander. The more I drench myself into the ocean of silence, my mind is getting cleansed. Learn how to become friends with your mind. Don't make it an enemy. It's like training a puppy. You could do it. Every time your mind wanders, bring it back. In the beginning, it took a while to sink into the silence. It was like struggling in the water. Yet at a certain point, silence would fill you up. It's hard to describe. Over the years, it's gotten so much easier. Now I close my eyes, and I'm there. As I said before, in the beginning, you meditate on the universe. At a certain point, the universe meditates on you. Even in this state, one must make conscious decisions to express love, patience, tolerance, and compassion for all. We must also reprogram our subconscious mind to reflect our true nature. That will be talked about in some other chapter. Once you begin to experience the silence and feel love and compassion while you close your eyes, you can begin to do the next step. In this step, you will slowly learn to concentrate on your breath while you are awake. It's a standing meditation. Imagine you are breathing 24 hours a day, yet you are unaware of your breath. Try this the next time you are driving. Turn off the radio. When you are driving, focus on the road and pay attention to your breath. The more you do this, the less you will be in a hurry. I won't say that you will drive like a granny, yet your state of mind will be truly peaceful. You will not have a care in the world. You can be in a traffic jam and you won't have a care in the world. I have a personal theory. The more agitated the mind is, the more reckless and impatient a driver will be. Sometimes you can almost see a fire of anger from a driver. You can see their hands flaring in a state of anger at being impatient. I'm sure they are completely oblivious to their condition. They are just responding automatically without any self-control. Try this every time you drive. Once you begin to feel this wondrous effect while driving, slowly begin to consciously meditate during other activities in your day. For example, do this while someone is talking. Listen truly to what the other person is saying. At the same time, follow your breath. At some point, you will feel the stillness, and at the same time, you will truly listen to what the other person is saying. This leads to incredible communication skills. The other person will know that you are truly listening to them. Most people don't truly listen and are thinking what to say next while the other person is speaking. This leads to broken communication. Now, I say this is our political environment is like that today. Nobody truly listens, yet they only speak without truly thinking. It's more like an automatic response. Our current president does this on Twitter. He tweets nonsense without going through true filters. Emotionally, he's like a child and never grew up. Otherwise, he would never mock someone and call them names. That's for another topic. Need I say more? The more you do this over time, you will be filled with joy and happiness. The more in harmony you are with the universe, the better your life will be. You will truly see and understand that happiness exists inside and nobody can take it away. Your worldly desires will slowly fade away. Most important of all, you will let go of all negative emotions. They don't serve you at all. In fact, they harm your mind and body. You may be angry at some person who wronged you 20 years ago. They have forgotten the incident, yet you still hold on to it for dear life. Meditation and the power to forgive will dissipate the anger. This is just a few things to ponder over and try. Mystics have talked about this for thousands of years. Now is the time for you to simply slowly embrace a new way of looking at life. When I practiced yoga in the 70s, yoga was almost unknown in America. You're out there if you practice it. Today, yoga is practiced all over America. It has been mainstream for many years. In the same way, the world is waking up from their slumber. What I'm saying will be mainstream someday soon. Millions of people are talking about the same thing and are changing their life for the better. Have you gotten yourself into a pattern where you wake up around 1 o'clock in the morning and can't go back to sleep? You are wide awake and restless. Well, this is a perfect time to close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. Just relax and watch the sweetness of breath. Don't struggle. Just watch and feel the love flowing through you. You may go back to sleep and then wake up again. Continually watch your breath. The more you do this, over time, the easier it gets. When you begin to experience love inside of you, try the following. Focus on your breath. Then spend time and focus on each chakra. See chapter 11. Start from the root chakra and work your way up to the crown chakra. Take your time. Don't rush. Imagine this system has always been there, and yet we are oblivious to it. Our mentality is, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. Well, you can't see the air or see love, but it does exist. This chakra system is part of our being. It's as real as your physical body. You just can't see it. You are hardwired to see God by being aware of these chakras and paying attention to them. You're constantly becoming aware of the mind, body, and soul connection. You can heal yourself over time. You can let go of your emotional baggage. You can slowly change and become in harmony with the universe. You can become more aware. You can learn how to take charge of your life and learn how to be a proactive human being. Most of us live our lives like leaves blowing in the wind. We react to each circumstance without being aware. Our subconscious is running the show. Many people think that sleep is a drag. They wish that they didn't have to sleep. They are obviously not in sync with nature and the universe. Sleep is a time when the body can get rid of toxins from the day. Scientists have discovered between 8 o'clock and 12 o'clock is the best time for the body to repair itself. Unfortunately, most of us are oblivious to this. Every night while we sleep, we tap into the source of life. This is how we recharge ourselves. It's like we have a battery inside that needs to be recharged every night, much like our cell phones need to be recharged. When we wake up from our dreams and can't fall asleep, try this. If you don't want to do this, then spend some time forgiving all those people who have wronged you. Forgive yourself. While you're doing this, try to feel what part of the body is this energy stored in. You see, your negative thoughts and emotions are stored in your human body. We are all carrying boulders inside, and we all feel the weight in ourselves. Forgiveness is the key to drop our emotional baggage. By concentration on your chakras, over time you release emotional baggage from the specific chakra you're focusing on. This path is meant to be fun and full of adventures. As Bugs Bunny once said, don't take life so seriously, because you'll never get out of it alive. These all are tools that you can use on a daily basis. There are hundreds of tools that you can use to change for the better. Most people don't like to change. We have been taught since birth that change is not good. We have been taught to fear change. We don't want to upset the apple cart. Even when we live our lives in misery, we don't want to change for the better. Our world has made us to be complacent and feel numb. Take a look at our media. It only projects the negative, not the positive. That is slowly beginning to change. Most broadcast news channels now present a small positive segment at the end of the newscast. Some have it every day, while others might have it on a Friday. If you just spend a little time each day and use these tools, your life will change for the better. You are the company what you keep. If you just blow this off and say, I don't need to change, I'm fine with myself, that's your free will and free choice. Nobody is going to judge you. All I'm saying is that you are hardwired to discover your true nature. You are the universe. You just don't know it.
Tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The entire human body is hardwired to find God. We need to discover how to transform ourselves. One of the people I truly admire is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He is on the cutting edge of the fusion between medical science and the methods to discover our true nature. In a nutshell, this is his discoveries and discoveries from millions of people all around the world. The world in general is totally stressed out. Billions of people aren't connected to their true nature. At the brainwave level, the stress is high beta. You have heard of the fight or flight symptoms. In the old days of our ancestors, when we saw a tiger, we would run for dear life. All sorts of chemicals would kick in, and a rush of adrenaline would occur. Well, in our present day life, so many people are so stressed out, they don't know how to turn off the faucet of this adrenaline. Consequently, all sorts of damage occurs. Look at the opioid epidemic today. It's affecting all over America. Thousands of people are dying each year. Yet, we are hardwired to find God, and this is our present state in current affairs. This state of mind has been upon us for thousands of years. We are reactive beings. Look at the political posts on Facebook, and you will see what I mean. People are flaming each other. If kindness is our true nature, how do we discover it? Did you know that your life is governed by your subconscious mind? This is the driving force in your life. From age 0 to 7, your active brainwave state was in theta. Theta accepts the good, bad, and ugly and stores it in your subconscious. It's similar to a hard drive. As we get older, our brainwaves go from theta to beta. This is the current state. A healthy individual's beta state will make a person alert and ready for the day. Unfortunately, most of us are like leaves blowing in the wind. Meditation is a process where we can discover our true nature. We learn how to go into deeper levels of brainwave states in order to change ourselves. The goal is to identify ourselves with our true nature. We are the universe. We just don't know it. As humanity, we are in a state of kindergarten emotional maturity. Look at our politics today, and you will see what I mean. Joe Dispenza had discovered when the pineal gland and pituitary gland are active, over 1,500 incredible chemicals are released from the brain to the human body. These chemicals literally wash the mind and body, and over time makes the person whole again. You become a kind man. The goal is to identify yourself once again to your true nature. You can become the sun, moon, and stars, and still be walking around in a human body. This is your true nature. As humanity, we will witness a great transformation occurring in mankind. Yes, this will take time, but millions of people are waking up from their slumber. You see, it's only by your will alone can you open the inner door. The car is locked up in your garage and gathering dust. Only you have the remote control to open up your inner garage door. Then you can take your car for a divine spin. You see, you have the keys, yet they are sitting on your kitchen table. They have been there so long that you have no idea what the key is for. Meditation is the key to discover your true nature. Joe Dispenza is researching for the last 30 odd years to build a scientific and spiritual bond to each other. When I first started to meditate, I would see a few articles about the science behind meditation. In the 40s, Paramahansa Yogananda published his autobiography, and it contained scientific wisdom. It was like sweet music to my ears. Since then, thousands of papers were published. What I like about Joe Dispenza that he has found that he has around 1,000 people come to a week retreat. In the past, he saw great breakthroughs occurred on the 4th or 5th day. The seminar was only 5 days at that time, so yet he added a couple of extra days. In my eyes, I love to see that there are practical, scientific tools we can use to discover our true nature. As I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. decomposing. As we said in the previous chapter, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You have an incredible opportunity to discover your true nature inside of you. All the tools are there. All the guidance lies inside of you. The door can only be opened by you. You are not alone. The universe exists inside of you. What do you think? Are these just pretty words? Nobody is trying to convince you or convert you. There's nothing to convert to. This is your true nature. We are simply reminding you of this. This is exciting path and journey. Remember, you're hardwired to find God. Signposts are all around you. Ponder this over. What have you got to lose?